So with your Capto unit in teaching or also in training, what I'll start with is the top left tile, which is the face tile. If I open that up, it's going to give me the change from where the putter started and where it returned. Now if I was using something on the ground like a short game gains system just to help me align my face, maybe working on my shoulders, making sure my body alignments are kind of neutral to where I'm aiming my putter. Now, some players aim pretty straight with the face. Some putters will aim a little bit to the right and close the face. Some putters will aim a little bit left, kind of open the face. But if you're just kind of working on a general starting station, saying my putter face is pretty square, I'm set up here on a little breaking putt. So I have my station aimed at that tee just a little bit to the left of the hole. Once I get set into there, it's going to give me a beep that I'm ready, or on the unit, it's going to say ready. Once I make my stroke, I can go ahead and watch the ball roll and say, okay, that ball missed a little bit on the low side. If I look back at the unit, it says the face returned to 0 from where it was aimed. So I know relative to the edge of my mirror that it was aimed at that tee, which is straight. The ball missed on the low side with good speed. So that gives me feedback that when I set up my mirror or I set up my station, the feedback was I had my read a little bit too low because the read was a little bit too low, causing the ball to miss on the low side or on the right side, but my speed was in a good speed. Now, if I was going to hit it harder, I might have a chance of that going in, but if I missed, it might be off the green. So the feedback on this little station right here is I have it aimed a little bit too low for the amount of break that's needed for this putt. So you could use a mirror on the ground, you can use a Vizio template, you can use something if you're working on your face aim to a point out there. Am I starting my golf ball down my intended line at that point? Now if I look at the feedback and it says, okay, my face returned back to 0, so where I aimed my putter, I started my golf ball, the feedback was it just missed low. So I need to re-aim my setup a little bit more to the left to give me more room for that ball to curve. If I pull the little strip back on the ground and said, there's kind of aimed up. So now I just move that out another inch or so. I'm gonna place another golf ball on top. Kind of go through my setup. Say my putter's being aimed at that tee just to the left of the hole, about a hole out, about 6 feet. Kind of checking my shoulders in the mirror, saying that feels open, that feels closed. That feels pretty neutral. Look back at my tee, look at my golf ball, roll the putt. And if I look at the feedback, it says my face is closed 0.4 degrees. So it started pretty close to where I aimed my putter face. It started the ball just slightly up the hill. Ball went into the middle of the cup. So if I wanted to readjust the tee, I might move that just a little bit higher up from my alignment. So if I stood behind it, kind of looked at the green, looked at the slope, just trying to acknowledge what does that look like for a 6-footer on this speed of green. So you could use something on the ground. Now if I took that away and I placed the golf ball back on the ground, I know where I gotta aim up at that tee. So as I walk in, I'm gonna aim my putter face at the tee, look at my golf ball, got my sound, Capto's ready, kind of make a stroke. Now as I make that stroke and we look at the data, it says impact, the face is open 4.6 degrees, but the ball still went inwards. So what that's telling me is I aimed the putter 4.6 degrees to the left of where the golf ball started. The golf ball started on a good line because it went inwards. So that just gives me feedback that I aimed too high, and in the stroke, I opened the face to give the ball a chance to go in the hole. Now, if I did the opposite, put a golf ball there, like kind of aimed at the hole, and my brain instinctively is gonna say, oh, I better start the golf ball more to the left. So on the way through, if I get that face closing, which we see here at impact, it closed 3.5 degrees. So now the face is closed 3.5 degrees from where it started. That just gave me feedback that, oh, I aimed to the right. As I ran into the golf ball or I made my stroke, the face closed 3.5 degrees. And when I get the feedback of the ball going inwards, it says that ball started up the hill, so it had a chance of going in. So using The face tile just helps give you feedback of where was I aimed as I made my stroke. What did the putter face do? You're just looking for consistency. If I'm always aiming a degree right or a degree left, at least I can have a similar closing or opening with my putter face to get my ball started on line. You can also use that as feedback as what was my read. In the first scenario, when I had my tee set up a little too close to the hole, I was using a little template or a mirror start line. It started down the start line, but it missed to the low, so that was a green reading error. Now if I was going to putt around, so I'm just going to hit this putt from right here, do a quick little read. It's going to break to the right. I'm going to aim a little bit out to the left. As I walk in, I'm going to aim my putter a little bit to the left, look back, hear the beep, go ahead and go. As I make the stroke, ball went in. If I came and looked at the face tile, it says that face returned 0.8 degrees closed. So for me, as my tendency is to aim my putter slightly to the right and then close my putter about 0.5 degrees. So if it's somewhere in that world, it means I made a good little stroke. And then when the ball goes in, it says, oh, I matched that good stroke with a good read and a good pace for that ball to go in.